We are inching closer to the NFL playoffs as the league wraps up Week 14 with several major moments and headlines. Teams put on some exciting performances. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the San Francisco 49ers both clinched overtime wins. And tonight, the Arizona Cardinals take on the Los Angeles Rams. The game is expected to be consequential for playoff prospects. Jonathan Jones is here to break down all of the biggest moments from the weekend. Jonathan, good to see you. The Rams versus Cardinals matchup tonight. What are you looking to see?
Yeah, I'm pumped for this one because it is a huge NFC West showdown. We have a Cardinals team that we think we know who they are. They're a very good team all around, a fantastic offense with Kyler Murray, a strong defense there. But we're waiting to see them continue to sustain success. There's a lot of, okay, you look good, but are you going to continue that in December and into January? They just got Kyler Murray back, who was on a short list of MVP candidates earlier in the season before he had that ankle injury. Meanwhile, for the Rams, we want to see if they have a little bit more substance. We know that they have the style, the glitz and the glam and the celebrity and all of the trades that they've made and the acquisitions they've made. But when it comes down to it, against teams that they're going to have to beat in January in playoff ball, can they get it done? This is a huge, huge game for the Los Angeles Rams because if they lose this one, they are right in the thick of it in the wild card with a lot of teams scratching and clawing.
So Jacksonville Jaguars coach Urban Meyer is shutting down reports made about dysfunction within his team. What sparked these rumors?
Well, he can shut down some of the reports, but there is dysfunction within the Jaguars organization. He's a first-time NFL head coach, and one of the things that we all talked about when he took over this job was, hey, this isn't college, and you have to be prepared to not be a micromanager, not have your hands on everything, and that you're dealing with multi-million-dollar athletes and not 18, 19, 20-year-old college kids. And that has proved difficult for Urban Meyer. He apparently talks to assistants in ways that a lot of NFL coaches wouldn't. And he admitted yesterday that he is hard on his assistants, that he does demand, success, as close to perfection as possible. But you have a 2-win Jacksonville Jaguars team. They have the #1 overall quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, who was taken in this previous year's draft, and they're not getting the job done on offense. In fact, they're regressing on offense almost week to week. And so it's bad in Jacksonville, but is a change going to be made? Right now, it seems unlikely just because of the money that would be tied up in Urban Meyer's dismissal. But things are bad in Jacksonville. There is dysfunction. I guess the one sort of shining light for the Jags is that they have a very soft schedule these next 2 weeks. Maybe they can get a couple wins, quiet the outside noise, and feel a lot better about their prospects, but it's not very good there.
Meantime, Tom Brady is doing what Tom Brady does. He broke another NFL record during Tampa Bay's win yesterday. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, good for Tom Brady. Finally, things just breaking his way, right? It's been a long time for good things to happen to Tom Brady. But in a season where he set the all-time career passing yardage mark, breaking Drew Brees' record that stood for less than a year, he was able to break the completions mark. So he now has the most completions in NFL history when you combine regular season and playoffs, and just yet another mark. He has the passing touchdowns record, again, the passing yardage, and now the passing completions. And he already owned the passing attempts, so you throw the incompletions in there as well. But for Tom Brady, he actually, a lot of times when these quarterbacks have taken over that passing yards mark or that completions mark in years past, they usually got the interceptions mark as well. You throw a lot of footballs, a lot of them are going to get intercepted. But Tom Brady, in his 20-plus year career, sitting just 20th all-time in terms of all-time interceptions. So not turning the football over at 44, and the front runner for NFL MVP. He would be the oldest MVP in NFL history if he were to win that award here at the end of the season.
The Chiefs celebrated a huge victory over the Las Vegas Raiders. Talk to me about what's going on for KC.
Well, they're finally playing good ball on defense, and that's really the main thing. Look, the offense has had its struggles with Patrick Mahomes, with his wide receivers dropping passes, and not just dropping passes, but letting them glance off their hands and tipped up into the air to be intercepted. Well, yesterday against the Vegas Raiders. They didn't have any turnovers. They should play the Vegas Raiders all the time. They always score at least 40 points against the Raiders this season, apparently. And so you have a defense right now that in the past 3 games has allowed less than 10 points in each of those contests. And the defense was putrid for really the first half of the season. And you just needed the defense, with the offense being so good, you just needed the defense to be average. Well, now that defense is playing like a top 10, top 5 unit these last 3 or so weeks. If they can continue that, this is a Kansas City Chiefs team that we've seen in the AFC title game each of the past 3 years, in the Super Bowl each of the past 2 years. And I think if the defense plays like this, you have to consider them the odds-on favorite to get back to the AFC title game for a 4th consecutive year.
All right, Jonathan Jones, thank you so much.